Meteorologist Richard Scott here. It is 5:30. We were scheduled to do a quick cut-in right about now, but the National Weather Service just issuing a tornado warning for northwest Marion County. That's in northwest Alabama. This is up around the Scottsville community. We'll take you into that. And again, this is the very northwestern tip of Marion County that is currently under a tornado warning right now. Let me pull on the velocity product and we'll show you that. And there's your possible tornado right there. I mean, this thing is very close to Scottsville. If you are just north of Bexar, we want you in a safe place right now. Again, a dangerous situation for a potential for a tornado that could be down. That's that feature right there coming up on Scottsville. That's Scottsville. There's Highway 19 right there that runs down to Hamilton. That's the Interstate 22 corridor. This is going to be north of Bexar. Again, the community in the path, the only town in the path of this in Marion County is Scottsville. So again, a dangerous situation for a possible tornado that could be developing there. Let's look at the debris signature. I don't see any sign of debris at the moment, but understand this can spin up very quickly. The environment we've got tonight is conducive for a severe thunderstorm, including the possibility of a couple of tornadoes, with the parameters coming together for some wind shear, instability, and dynamic support. With this setup, there could be a few tornadoes tonight. We've been talking about this for several days now, and this is what is currently happening. Right now, I don't see any evidence of debris. However, that could change at any moment. It's coming up on 5:30 on this Sunday night, so if you're just now joining us, I'm Chief Meteorologist Richard Scott. We've got Chelsea Aaron in the Weather Center as well, and we continue to monitor this risk of severe thunderstorms here in Alabama. That's our possible tornado coming up on Scottsville. Let me pull on the warning, and you'll see the polygon. And again, it's the very northwestern tip of Marion County. Hamilton is just below the bottom of your screen. That's where Highway 19 runs down to the city of Hamilton, as well as that I-22 corridor. The red polygon is the tornado warning. That is for northwestern Marion County. Everybody else not in that warning. Let me take you out real quick. I want to show you everybody out there, because I know there's other parts of Alabama that is in the risk of severe thunderstorms, but we don't have any additional tornado warnings now. We do have Lamar County and much of western Marion County in the severe thunderstorm warning, but the only tornado warning in our coverage area is that one right there. We do note back in Mississippi, just to the north of Meridian, there's a tornado warning there. But again, that does not include any of our local counties. It is back in Mississippi, not including any West Alabama counties at the moment. However, we will watch as it comes in Alabama. Here's a wide view of northwest Alabama. You got Hackleburg right there. There's Hamilton. You go up 43 towards Phil Campbell. Now, you're not in the tornado polygon. This is to the northwest of you, but that's where we're talking about. There's Bexar. And you go down to the south, there's Highway 17 that runs down to Detroit. We do have the potential for damaging straight line winds. The counties and that orange shade polygon, that is a severe thunderstorm warning this evening as well. That includes much of Lamar County and western portions of Marion County as well. I want to check on something real quick. We've got, again, the tornado warning for Marion County. And Chelsea, what's the information on that warning?
Yeah, Richard, this was issued until 6:15 p.m. It's a severe thunderstorm that's capable, again, of producing a tornado. It's located near Tremont, or 12 miles east of Fulton. Notice this is going to be moving northeast at 55 miles per hour.
So again, this is a fast-moving storm, Chelsea. Again, that's Chelsea Aaron that's working the Weather Center. And by the way, I do want to mention we are on Facebook Live and streaming on our website, WVUA23.com. If you click the Watch Now option, you can watch us nonstop in case you lose your satellite signal, or if you lose power, just another source where you can keep up with the latest situation for the severe weather that's happening over northwest Alabama. Again, still got the tornado warning in effect for northwest Marion County. Let me take you out just a little bit, and I'll tell you what I want to do. I'm going to do a track on this thing because it is moving northeast, and Chelsea mentioned at 55 miles per hour. So this is a fast-moving thunderstorm, and the rotation is really going to be moving into Tennessee Valley counties quickly. So let's do a path of this thing, and we'll do about 55 miles per hour. Let me clear that off real quick and show you that. We'll try to draw that again. And there's the storm moving northeast just like that. That'll be moving to Tennessee Valley counties very quickly. So these are communities in the path of this. Again, in our coverage area, Scottsville is the only community that is in our television market. Understand this is the border of Marion County that moves into the Tennessee Valley counties, which is covered by the Huntsville TV stations. So as this moves into Huntsville market, they will take ownership of this storm and cover that for you. But again, for Scottsville, 536. So basically, right now, you need to be in a safe place. So if you're in a mobile home, we want you to get out of that immediately. Find a site-built structure, something that could protect you from flying debris. Also, storm shelter underground is always the best option. You got to get out of a mobile home. Don't take a chance in a mobile home. Back on December 16th, just a few weeks ago, we had a tornado in North Alabama. That was in the Tennessee Valley counties in North Alabama. We had a tornado touchdown. It wasn't a very strong tornado, but it took out a mobile home and actually killed 2 people. So again, it doesn't take much for a mobile home for it to be a threat of life and property. So we certainly want you out of a car, out of a mobile home. Those are not safe places during a tornado. You got to find a site-built structure or storm shelter, as there could be a tornado there. Let me clear that off, and I want to pull on the velocity once again to show you that. And you can see the actual rotation inside this thunderstorm. And it really looks like this is beginning to weaken just a bit. So that is at least a good thing to see compared to the last scan. Let me clear that off. And I tell you what, Chelsea, if you look at the velocity here, this thing is really spun back down. It looked impressive the last scan, but it's beginning to look a little less impressive now. So that's at least an encouraging thing to see.
Yeah, that is encouraging, Richard. The National Weather Service in Birmingham, they are continuing this tornado warning, though, for Marion until 6:15 p.m. It's now located 9 miles south of Red Bay, this location that we're seeing, but it has decreased. It has weakened. It's now moving northeast at 50 miles per hour instead of 55, so I think we are starting to see it weakening and losing some strength there.
Yeah, starting to slow down that forward speed too, Chelsea. Thank you for that update. Again, this is northwest Alabama. This is Marion County right here. You got Highway 19 that runs up to the intersection of 172. There's Hodges right over there and the Pig Eye community on 187. This will be moving northeast just like that, so it is just about out of Marion County. Let me zoom out just a bit. Let's look down this line and make sure there's not any additional sign of rotation developing, because what this is a line of thunderstorms, and there's these little notches within this line where there's some rotation trying to develop. These things are going to be tough to identify, but again, like that one there, that's clearly an evidence of rotation, but we'll need to watch all down this line for any potential for an additional tornado to spin down. I do not see any sign of that across Lamar County. What you see here, the red is air blowing away from the radar. It's rain droplets blowing away from the radar. There's the radar site just north of Caledonia, Mississippi. This is in Monroe County, Mississippi, and what's happening is the rain droplets here blowing away from the radar site. Down here, they're blowing towards the radar site, and whenever you see a straight line like that, that is straight line wind indication. That's not a rotational signature like what we're looking at up to the north of Hamilton. So again, down here in Lamar County, we got a severe thunderstorm warning for a potential for damaging straight line winds coming through Detroit and Sulligent as we speak, but this is not tornado type of winds. This is straight line winds rather than rotational winds. So again, let's go back to the north, and it really looks like, Chelsea, this tornadic circulation is pretty much out of Marion County. But again, this is something we'll continue to watch for any additional circulation.
Yeah, again, they are maintaining the tornado warning until 6:15 p.m. for Marion County, but likely it will be moving into the Huntsville area, so it will be canceled pretty soon. And just now it was just canceled.
Yeah, go ahead and cancel that. Yeah, because this is pretty much into Franklin County now, Chelsea, so this is out of our television market. Did the National Weather Service in Huntsville, I want to check that, see if they issued that warning for Franklin County. I don't think they did, but again, this tornadic circulation has weakened quite a bit, so let's put on the warning display. And again, what you're looking at is the Marion and Franklin County line. Let me put on the warning and see what they did there. And yeah, so they did not. They issued a severe thunderstorm warning for Franklin County to the north of Hackleburg, including Phil Campbell and Russellville. So there's what's left of the tornado warning polygon. And as Chelsea mentioned, that warning has been expired. So within about a minute, you will see that fade away. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning in the orange shade down to the south. I want to mention that for pretty much the western half of Marion County, much of Lamar County for the potential for damaging straight line winds. And the deal is there could still be a spin up tornado within this. They're going to be short-lived. They're not going to last long at all. In fact, goodness, Chelsea, that warning for Marion County was what, 5 minutes maybe?
Yeah, it was very, very short. And again, Huntsville has not issued any kind of warning for the tornado warned storm that just moved into their area. They still just have a severe thunderstorm warning for Colbert and Franklin and Lawrence counties.
Yeah, so they went with the severe thunderstorm warning. Hey, we do note, by the way, you need to watch this. This is now Lowndes and Noxubee County, Mississippi. There is a tornado warning there that could move across the state line into Pickens County. So, by the way, I want to mention all the counties in yellow. That is a tornado watch until 9 o'clock tonight. But we do have a couple of more tornado warnings to the north of Meridian that we certainly need to carefully watch because those have the chance for moving into West Alabama. Again, we got a Noxubee and Kemper County and southern Lowndes County under tornado warnings back in East Mississippi. So let's hold on just a moment. I know the tornado warning has expired. It's about 5:40 now this Sunday evening. Let's just hang on just for a moment. Let's look at this before we go back over the program and see what the National Weather Service is looking at back here in Mississippi. By the way, the National Weather Service office in Mississippi, in central Mississippi, is issued out of Jackson. These tornado warnings, you saw those polygons, those are out of Jackson. In our coverage area, Birmingham National Weather Service office issues those tornado warnings. I'm looking back here to the west, and you see, again, some indication there could be some rotation just west of Macon, Mississippi and Brooksville. I don't see any strong evidence of screaming evidence of rotation with that. But again, the National Weather Service in Jackson, Mississippi, opting to issue a tornado warning for that. We'll put on the polygon, and you can see right there, it looks like the rotation may have just increased to the northwest of Macon, Mississippi. Yeah, right there, you see that couplet, you see a little hint of red there and blue indicating rotating winds. That's what the National Weather Service is looking at. That's Highway 45. There's Macon, Mississippi, Brooksville. If you take the split, you go up towards the Columbus area in East Mississippi and Lowndes County. So we'll have to watch that rotational signature. That could come up on Pickens County within about 20 to 30 minutes from now. Again, this is moving northeast very quickly to about 50 miles per hour as well. Look at the debris signature, see if anything's there, and really hard to tell, kind of noisy. There may be some indication of some kind of debris in the air, but not seeing any strong evidence of that at the moment. But we are still seeing that a rotational signature. Let me put on the warning, and I'm going to zoom out just a bit. And again, what you're looking at is the red polygon for the tornado warning. This is in Mississippi, okay? This is for Lowndes County and Noxubee County. Down here to the south where DeKalb is, that's Kemper County, Mississippi. There are two different tornado warning polygons. This one could be coming up on Pickens County. The one down to the south could be coming up on northern Sumter County if it does hold together. So again, this is going to be a little while before it moves across the state line. I'd say at least 20 to maybe 30 minutes before it gets to the West Alabama state line. Down to the south, we got one for Kemper County. Again, that one most likely will be a good 20 to 30 minutes before it gets close to Geiger in northern Sumter County, if it does indeed hold together. Let me put on the warning out of Columbus and put on the radar reflectivity. There it is. Again, there's your possible signature. There's one there, and there's one there. There's actually two different areas of rotation within this broken line. There's Macon, Mississippi. If it holds together, Ethelsville down towards Pickensville, you could be under the gun for a possible tornado with that. But again, this is showing signs of weakening as it moves into West Alabama. And the weakening trend has really been happening over the past 45 minutes to an hour. These storms look much more impressive back in central Mississippi as they came through the Jackson metro. Now these storms have lost some of those characteristics of producing a tornado. However, there's still the possibility of a tornado there. Let's go up to the north. I want to check this out. Looks like we still have a severe thunderstorm warning for Lamar County and Marion County. In fact, it looks like that severe thunderstorm warning continues for areas just basically near and west of Hamilton and pretty much the northern half of Lamar County. There's Vernon right there. That's Highway 17 that runs up to Sulligent and Detroit. You go down to the south, you hit Millport and Kennedy. Down to the south of that. You're not in that severe thunderstorm warning polygon, but again, this is for the potential for strong damaging straight line winds. Let's look at the velocity, make sure there's nothing there. We're going to go back over the program in just a moment. Let me make sure we don't see any evidence of a tornado there. I don't see anything very strong. However, there's a little area in northern Lamar County, just east of Detroit, we'll need to watch carefully. But so far, there are no tornado warnings in our coverage area. So what we'll do, we'll take about a 15-minute break. We'll be back here at 6 o'clock. And if we get another tornado warning, obviously we'll be on TV nonstop. But otherwise, we'll do another severe weather cut-in live at 6 p.m. So in about 15 minutes from right now. So again, Chief Meteorologist Richard Scott got Chelsea Aaron in the Weather Center as well. We will continue to watch this. If a tornado warning is issued, we'll be right back here on TV. All right, good Sunday evening to you, Chief Meteorologist Richard Scott. I want to go on a little bit earlier. I think we're about to get a tornado warning for Pickens County. You got a storm back in Mississippi that is in Noxubee County that has us certainly concerned that's going to be coming up on western Pickens County within a matter of about 15 minutes from now. We're coming up on 6 p.m. We're at 5:54 now. So let me take you into the storm of concern. I do want to mention, too, there's a severe thunderstorm warning for Marion and Lamar County across northwest Alabama. So here's the storm we are watching that's coming out of Brooksville and Macon, Mississippi that has the potential to produce a tornado. There's the West Alabama state line. That's Pickens County. That is Pickensville. In fact, that's the Tom Beebe River right there that runs down to Memphis and Cochran in Pickens County. That's where we're watching this storm that's coming off towards the northeast, moving out of Noxubee County, Mississippi. That's the southern Lowndes County. You go up to that Highway 45 corridor and you run into back here from Brooksville to Columbus. But again, this is going to be moving across Noxubee County into Pickens County. Let me put on the velocity. I want to show you this, and let's just watch this together because the rotational signature has been pretty impressive with this. We still have evidence of rotation there. There's actually another circulation north of Macon, and both of these are running parallel to each other that will be coming up on the Pickens County line within about 15 to 20 minutes. So circulation 1 near Macon, and we got Deerbrook community there. This is just to the east of Brooksville. That's circulation number 2. So we have these two distinct areas of rotation. The National Weather Service office in Birmingham may consider posting a tornado warning for a western and northern Pickens County within about, really within about 5 to 10 minutes. If they do indeed do that, we'll stay on air nonstop. So I just want to go on a little bit early to show you that. Let me put on let's see the hazard and see if this is popping up anything on our computer here, which it should at least show us the rotational signature. Yeah, there it is there, and then we have that other one here. So I'll put on our velocity so you can see this a little bit better. There's one circulation there. There's your other circulation. We got a brand new update. And the radar we're looking at, this is the wind from Columbus, the radar site just north of Columbus. So you got blue that's blowing towards the radar, red air blowing away from the radar. That's your couplet there, and there's another one down there. So we do have indication of a possible tornado there that is moving off towards the northeast at about 50 miles per hour. So quick motion to these storms. We notice most of these across Mississippi have moved across the state very quickly. Now these thunderstorms are beginning to move into West Alabama. Let's put on the reflectivity out of Columbus, and I'm going to go up the line and show you what is in West Alabama. And show you what's across northern Alabama as well to kind of give you perspective, because I know a lot of folks are watching from different parts of our state. Now, there are no active severe weather issues occurring in the Tuscaloosa area, Birmingham. No problems at all. I know a lot of folks are watching the storms back in Mississippi, as we do have 2 tornado warnings now, one for Kemper County. That's the county just north of Meridian, just north of Lauderdale County. And then we have the tornado warning for Lowndes and Noxubee County. that is just to the south of the city of Columbus. So, yeah, we have two different tornadic storms that are moving northeast. So I know a lot of folks in West Alabama carefully watching these storms as well as we are. But I will say this, the storms are going to go through a weakening trend pretty quickly. I think in the next hour or two, we'll begin to see these storms weaken a bit as they move into western Alabama. Still going to be under the gun for the possibility of a tornado or two and damaging wind gusts through about 9 p.m. I think after 9 o'clock, this is all over with. So this is not going to be an all-night event. Typically, when we have storms that are just entering West Alabama this time of the evening, it's well after midnight before the storms get out of East Alabama. Fast-hitting event. The dynamic supports your uplift. What you need for these thunderstorms to continue their strength and their organization is beginning to pull away. That's going to happen very quickly. But there's still plenty of instability down here, and there's still enough wind shear and lift for these storms to rotate. So let me take you into that. I'll tell you what, let's go into Hamilton first, and then we'll kind of go down the line and show you everybody out there. So most of central Alabama, no problems right now. We'll start you in Marion County. Heavy rain falling now in the city of Hamilton. The risk of damaging straight line winds continues right here. If you are in Hackleburg back towards Brilliant, Winfield, and Ewan, you have the risk of damaging straight line winds in excess of 50 to 60 miles per hour that could bring down some trees and power lines. Wouldn't be surprised if we get some power outages from that. Keep in mind, we've had a lot of rain over the past month, and the soil is very saturated. It does not take much wind to knock trees down, to cause power outages. So don't be surprised if you get that. I do want to mention this. We are streaming online. If you go over to WVUA23.com, and click that Watch Now option. That's another way to watch us in the event if you lose power or if you lose your satellite signal or cable, or if you're going to be traveling. They're just different source of information where you can watch us nonstop in the event you get a tornado warning for your area and you need that critical information. So again, there's your storm, your line of storms lined up from Hackleburg back to Hamilton and Sulligent. Pouring rain very heavily in Sulligent, Beaverton, down towards Vernon. We'll go down to the south. Millport and Kennedy currently dry on Highway 96, but again, you got rain coming in from the west. No sign of anything tornadic at the moment for that. Down to the south, there's Ethelsville. That's Highway 82 that goes down to Reform, Gordo, and Tuscaloosa. Back to the northwest, you got Columbus and Starkville. Starkville had a tornado warning. That storm's now lifted out. But again, we got evidence of rotation right there, and another one north of Macon. And Chelsea Aaron in the Weather Center, was that a tornado warning?
No, not yet,
okay.
Richard. We're still monitoring those two areas of rotation in Pickens County. Especially there's this one cell northwest of Ethelsville located in Pickens County, and many of the scans aloft are indicating good organization at this time, whereas the other one seems to be weakening a little more. So we're definitely watching that one cell northwest of Ethelsville in Pickens County.
Yeah, right
to see it strengthening because it has good organization currently. Yeah,
and it has that kind of feature, Chelsea, we're looking at. It had that hook echo feature. This is not a tornado-warned storm, but it could require one. The city of Palmetto sits right there. That's on Highway 17 in northern Pickens County, right before you move into Lamar County towards Millport and Kennedy. But again, that storm there, that area that is showing signs of weak rotation. There's not much to it yet. But the National Weather Service mentioning there's some rotation aloft, not too far off the surface. So we may see this thing spin down a tornado shortly. I'll put on the reflectivity out of Columbus, and you'll see, again, certainly has that suspicious feature right there that there could be a tornado develop with that. Understand, we got the wind shear, we got instability here, and we got uplift. And those three combinations are critical for tornadoes. And we've got enough of each of those for these storms to show signs of rotation and to possibly produce a tornado. So let me go into this storm that the National Weather Service mentions, so they're watching carefully. Again, there's a Highway 96. You got Millport and Kennedy there. There's 96. Again, the city of Forest, little town of Forest, that's just north of Stafford in northwest Pickens County. That's where your possible area rotation is. Again, there's not a tornado warning. Let me mention that. This is not a tornado warning storm at the moment. We're just kind of giving a heads up as there is a possibility this thing could require tornado warning shortly. There's the city of Fernbank, the little town there. That's Highway 17 that runs north. Palmetto is right over there off the side of your screen in northern Pickens County. I'll put on the velocity. Let's look at this together and just watch it carefully. And yeah, there's still evidence. There's some weak rotation here. The rotation is stronger aloft, several thousand feet up, but down to the ground where we're sampling these winds, we're seeing there's some spin there. There's something trying to develop. That's Highway 96 right on Lamar-Pickens County line. Columbus is back to the west of here. There's Stafford right there. It's a little community of Forest on Highway 82. This is north of Highway 82. While we do that, let's go down to the south. I want to show you the other two circulations in Noxubee County, Mississippi. And while we do that, I'm going to check with Chelsea Aaron in the Weather Center. Chelsea, anything new coming from the National Weather Service out of these storms?
No, Richard, nothing yet. They have still continued that severe thunderstorm warning for Lamar and Marion County till 6 p.m. So that has now expired. But again, nothing new has been issued. We're still monitoring that cell northwest of Ethelsville mainly, and then those two areas of rotation near and north of Macon.
Yeah, and I will say this, Chelsea, these storms, the area rotation is really weakened in the past 10 minutes or so. So if that trend continues, the Weather Service in Birmingham may not issue a tornado warning for Pickens. We just wanted to give you heads up as there was the potential this thing could cross into Pickens County and potentially produce a tornado. But at least we're seeing this rotation dramatically weaken. I mean, in the past 10 minutes, it's a huge difference in the rotation. You just don't see that couplet we just had. Again, here's a new scan. That's one weak area rotation. Here's your other. This is Lowndes County. This is Noxubee County here. There's Pickensville. In fact, we got the Tombigbee River that runs out of East Mississippi, out of the Columbus area, down to Pickensville, and that goes down to the south to Demopolis. But again, there's your weak area rotation. I just don't know if the National Weather Service will issue a tornado warning for our counties in Pickens for that. So that's good. That is encouraging to see. We hope that trend will continue, but we just want to kind of hang out here a little bit longer to make sure that rotation did not strengthen. To the north, we've got this weak area rotation. The Weather Service has mentioned they're watching just south of Highway 96. In fact, there's the cities of Millport and Kennedy. Highway 17 runs into 96 between Millport and Kennedy and then makes a beeline north towards Vernon and Sulligent. So again, there's Millport, there's Kennedy. If this circulation begins to organize a little bit better, the Weather Service may consider a tornado warning for that. They mentioned that just a few moments ago. There's no warning yet, but that could change. Let me put on the reflectivity. And the reflectivity is basically the raindrops, and I'll come out of Columbus, and we should get a good perspective of this thing. Let me click that. Yeah, so again, there it is there. There's your weak area rotation. And what you're looking at, that's kind of your classic signature. This storm is trying to rotate. We got your heavy rain and possibly some small hail near Fernbank back to the 96 corridor. But again, there's that evidence of rotation back here, that pendage, that fishhook look on the back side of the storm. If there were a tornado to form, it would be right in here. Here's a new update. You see it's coming up on 96 now. Heavy rain falling there. Likely quite a bit of lightning and thunder associated with that. If you're in Millport or Kennedy, you probably see some of those flashes of lightning. But watching that carefully, let's put on the velocity. And here's a new update. Again, the rotation fortunately continues very weak. I don't see any sign of this becoming better organized. Keep in mind, though, with the wind shear and instability tonight, it won't take long. These things can spin up quickly. So while we don't see much right now, strong rotation, that could change. So just a heads up, if you're in Millport and Kennedy, let's keep an eye on that storm very carefully. We'll go back over to reflectivity and take you out to wide view. I want to show everybody out there across central Alabama. There's Palmetto right there in the Shaw community in northern Pickens County. There's no current tornado warnings in our coverage area. We just show a wide view out there. Still got the tornado warning for Noxubee County, Mississippi. Looks like northern Kemper County in that warning as well. We'll watch that as that moves into northern Sumter and then Pickens County. Looks like the tornado warning for Lowndes County has been allowed to expire. But so far, there are no active warnings across our coverage area. No severe thunderstorm warnings, no tornado warnings. Got a line of thunderstorms that have shown Some signs of rotation in scattered pockets. Moving into West Alabama. So just a heads up for Pickens, Lamar, Marion. You need to be weather alert over the next, say, 20, 30, 45 minutes from now, as there could be a quick spin-up tornado. And once this line passes by you, the risk of severe weather quickly comes to an end. But for Tuscaloosa and Birmingham, I would say the risk of a tornado tonight is very low. Can't rule it out, but it's very low. The better chance for that is going to be right in here. I'd say Winston, Walker, Fayette, maybe northwest Tuscaloosa County and Pickens County and Lamar. That's your best chance for seeing an isolated tornadic storm between now and about 8 p.m. tonight. I want to put on the warnings and show you this. Again, there's your tornado warnings back in Mississippi, East Mississippi. That is for Lowndes, Noxubee, and Kemper counties. That's where those tornado warnings are. In West Alabama, the counties in yellow, we've got a tornado watch. That goes until 9 p.m. tonight. I will say this, I think the risk of a tornado is going to be over with by 9 o'clock. In fact, by 8 p.m., that'll probably be about the cutoff. And then storms that move into East Alabama will be quite a bit weaker. So what we'll do, we'll take a break and we'll come back here. We'll go to check with Chelsea, make sure heard alert from the Weather Service.
Yeah, Richard, actually, we do have some really good news. The storm in southern Lamar that we're seeing a lot of the rotations. There is rotation aloft, but the limited CAPE, so CAPE is what usually fuels these storms, is preventing it from, organizing and strengthening. So we're keeping a close eye, but again, good news coming in showing that it is weakening quite a bit. Good, good. So that's a good trend. So if you're in Lamar County, still keep an eye on this storm, but at this point, it looks like the Weather Service is not going to post a tornado warning for that. So we will take a break and be back here at 6:30 for live severe weather update. If we get a tornado warning before that, obviously we will be on TV and online. Do want to remind you that WVUA23.com if you click that Watch Now option. Also, if you go to Facebook, search WVUA23. We'll stream live nonstop online as well. So again, another update coming up in about 20 minutes right here on WVUA 23.